So I did the calculation the other day trying to work out how much I made from my Lightroom presets. And even I was surprised at how much I made from Lightroom presets, considering that I don't really promote them in a sort of dedicated fashion. They sort of just sat as a side product, sort of side project sort of thing. I've done the calculation here, I've added everything up. I've made over $95,000 from selling Lightroom presets. Before we get into this video, I've put together a resource basically just covering digital product ideas that you can use to kickstart your online business. I'll leave a link to it down in the description below. Even when I looked at that number, I was like, wait, is that right? But it is right. I've looked at my sales income on Gumroad, I've looked at my sales income on Payhip. I currently have 5 different Lightroom preset packages. I have Lightroom presets collection 1, collection 2, collection 3, and then I also have 2 iPhone Pro Raw preset packages as well. So 5 packages, and those 5 packages have made over $95,000. That also doesn't include my iPhone Creator course. My iPhone Creator course is separate. That is like a sort of guide / course on basically just like how to get the best out of your iPhone, and the presets are also included in that. So that doesn't even include that. So I didn't want to include that because that's more of like a guide coursey thing. I just wanted to focus solely on the presets. $95,000 from presets. I very much just had it sitting in the background. And the reason why is because Lightroom presets for me were never really meant to be like a big money maker. It was sort of the breadcrumbs of what I was already doing, which is taking photos and uploading them on Instagram and Twitter and these other places. You know, I was uploading pictures of tech and whatever else. I was also just doing photography for myself. So people ask me quite often, hey Ollie, what would you do if money was an option? You had all the money in the world and you didn't have to worry about making income or whatever. What would you do? I'm actually partly already doing it, which is photography. I love photography. I love video. I love anything to do with cameras. It's just been a personal passion of mine, a lot of sort of hobby of mine since before I was making any money on the internet. I remember, you know, picking up my dad's little Samsung phone that he had at the time, and it had a camera on it, and I remember taking pictures with it, and I must have been like 10, 11, 12, something like that, and thinking like, man, this is so cool. Like, I can take pictures. This is so fascinating to me. And I remember being fascinated by it ever since then. And I've bought cameras and stuff along the way, just for fun, again, just out of passion, because I wanted to take pictures. And I think to myself, if I had all the money in the world and I could do whatever I wanted, I didn't have to worry about money anymore, I think all I would do is take pictures. I would just travel and take pictures. It's just what I love to do. So Lightroom presets for me were very much just a breadcrumb thing where like I was already using them, I already had them, I already put together my own sort of look for images. Why not turn them into presets and just sell them on my website? And if anyone is interested, they can buy them. If they're not, it doesn't matter. Like it just doesn't, it's not going to make a difference. I think this is a great example of selling a digital product that necessarily doesn't actually need to have any sort of brand or face behind it. As long as you take good pictures, you share them online, you know, you don't have to have your face in them. They don't have to be pictures of you or anything like that. As long as you take good pictures, you share them online, Twitter, Instagram, and people like your pictures. You're taking pictures that, you know, people like, people think look cool, look amazing. There are always going to be people asking, hey, what are your settings? Hey, what camera are you using? Hey, what presets are you using? And that's where I sort of saw the potential to make money from this. Because people would ask me, hey, what are your settings in Lightroom? And I just bundled them up, put them in a package, uploaded them on Gumroad and Payhip. And like I said, if anyone is interested in buying them, they can buy them. But what I've done over the last year, maybe 2 years, is I've started pushing my presets, my iPhone presets quite a bit more. Mainly because I'm so interested in iPhone photography. Like my iPhone now has pretty much become my main camera. Even though I love cameras, I have all these expensive cameras. I think I have 6 cameras right now. I have like 5 Sony cameras and I have a Fujifilm camera as well, Fujifilm X100 VI. And I already want to buy a Leica and all this. It's just because I love cameras of photography. But even with all those cameras, I still use my iPhone, mainly because the iPhone is just so convenient, man. Like you can just have it always in your pocket. This thin little device that's always in your pocket. And because it shoots Pro Raw, it shoots 48 megapixel pictures, the quality that comes out of this thing just blows my mind every time. And I think to myself, you know, if I'm taking pictures with my iPhone and I'm editing them to make them look more like they're sort of professional pictures, again, why not just make some presets and just sell them online? It just seemed to make the most sense. So when Apple released the functionality of Pro Raw on their iPhone, again, I just thought it made sense to sort of edit them how I want, put the presets together, sell them. And again, because I was sharing pictures that I had shot with my iPhone, people were asking, hey, what settings are you using? Hey, what presets are you using? So it just made sense for me to package them up and sell them online. My Pro Raw presets, actually, if I look at my Gumroad, my PayHip account. Let me record screen actually so that you guys can see this as well. So if we look at my latest pack, my iPhone Pro Raw Presets 2, which I released September last year when the new iPhone came out, it's made $8,000. And then if I look at my iPhone Presets Pack 1, that's made $20,000. So the reason why the iPhone Presets Package 2 hasn't sold as many is because I have the iPhone Creator Course. And the iPhone Creator Course is basically all the presets bundled up in one price, and you also get like all the settings, the way I shoot pictures, all that sort of stuff in one place. So this has started sort of overtaking that. I've been sort of pushing people to here rather than just buying the presets, because this is better value, right? You get both the preset packs, you save money, and you also get all the settings and a sort of guide on how I edit pictures and everything like that all in one place. So it just made more sense to just package it up. Again, I was just taking stuff that I was already doing, I was already interested in, and just packaging it up into a bundle. Like these are breadcrumbs basically, and I've heard this term before. I can't remember where exactly it's from. I've heard someone mention it before, but the idea is you're just taking things you're already doing and then just packaging them up into things that people can buy, because there are going to be people who are interested in this sort of stuff regardless. Like there are always people who want to achieve the same results in whatever you're doing. So this is where it just makes a lot of sense for me to package it up in a bundle like this. Like I said as well, the great thing about this is that this can be completely faceless. Like when I upload pictures with my iPhone, I'm not in those pictures. Like it doesn't matter. I'm uploading pictures of my travels, of things, of places where I'm going, just everyday stuff. I'm putting it on Twitter and Instagram, and then I'm telling people in the description or the link or the caption, whatever it is, hey, check out my iPhone presets if you guys want to get the same sort of look on your iPhone pictures. And of course, the same applies to pictures that I shoot with my professional camera as well. The idea is that I just want to make it as simple as possible, as easy as possible for me to just to make money from something I'm already doing. I think to myself as well, if I were to go all in on this, I think there is a lot of money to be made. I know a certain YouTuber, I unfortunately can't name him, but a certain popular photography YouTuber who was making $1 million a year from Lightroom presets, which is just absolutely wild. I think some people will be able to guess what I'm talking about, but there's quite a few. Like, he's not just one. There are quite a few creators who are making bank from presets. Creators that you will have never have heard of. Photographers you have never heard of. Purely just because they're good at what they do. They're good at taking cool looking pictures. They're good at editing their pictures, and then they're packaging them up into a Lightroom preset bundle and then selling it online. I know plenty of creators who are doing this, who are making $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month. There are also dedicated websites to stuff like this. I think, again, a lot of people have the misconception that this is a saturated market, that there are already hundreds of Lightroom presets, there are already thousands of Lightroom presets. Why would someone buy your Lightroom presets? If anything, that actually proves the market is there. If there are already hundreds of, well, thousands, tens of thousands of Lightroom preset packages, surely the market is there. Surely there is people who are out there wanting to buy these things. And the way I see it is that it's not saturated, because a person doesn't go out and just buy one Lightroom preset package. Usually people buy Lightroom preset packages regularly, every year, every few months, whatever it might be, because styles in photography changes. It just makes sense to then package those styles up. Every year there is a different aesthetic, there is a different style, there is something else that comes along that we can replicate, that people want to replicate, that people want to easily apply to their pictures. It's so easy to sell different Lightroom preset packages. It's so easy to sell different looks, because that's what people want. I could technically make this into loads of different Lightroom preset packages. Even though I've sort of bundled them into one, I could do one like outdoor Lightroom preset package. I could do a wedding Lightroom preset package. I could do a travel Lightroom preset package. I could do a product Lightroom preset package. That's 4 different Lightroom preset packages there, all tailored to specific things. And again, because they're tailored to specific things, a person who's coming along, they might be like, okay, I'll just buy all 4 packages and I can apply them to all of my different types of photography that I do. And it's not just people who have a camera and are taking pictures for fun that are buying these Lightroom preset packages. Businesses buy them too. Professional photographers buy them too. They might not necessarily take the preset and apply it just like you have, but they can take the preset and then adjust it, tweak it to their photos, their look, and the way they want it. And that's where I think, again, people don't realize, like, a lot of businesses, a lot of professionals are buying these products. It's not just your old Joe, whatever his name is, John Doe, sort of sitting in at home with his camera taking pictures when he goes out for a walk. No. Actually, those are the worst type of customers. The best type of customers are the ones who are businesses, who are professionals, who want to achieve a certain look, a certain aesthetic, and they know that the only way to do that is to buy your Lightroom presets. I also think with a product like this, it's very easy to make it quite unique, because it's very easy to have a Lightroom preset package that is your style, that has a specific style. And I think that's specifically why people buy my Lightroom presets. It's not because they're necessarily better than someone else's Lightroom presets, not at all. They're just presets at the end of the day. There's just some settings for a picture. The reason why people buy my Lightroom presets is for my specific style. And I think everyone can build their own specific style when it comes to Lightroom presets. You don't even necessarily have to be a photographer. There are lots of colorists, lots of editors in Lightroom and other programs that don't take pictures at all. They simply just edit other people's pictures. So you don't necessarily have to be a photographer. You can take someone else's pictures, get your own look, get your own aesthetic, and bundle that up into a Lightroom preset package as well. I think if I were to start again from the beginning and I had no other sources of income, starting from scratch, and I want to build a business like this, the way I would do it would be, so this is basically like a high level way I would do it. I would, of course, take the pictures, get the Lightroom presets, set up the store, set up the website, have the product on there, show what the product can do before and after of the filters, just show you what's possible with the Lightroom presets. Because the main thing is you've got to have the store and you've got to have the product ready. So this is something I cover in my online creatorcourse.com if you guys are interested. Basically just about selling digital products and stuff. But in there, I basically say that one of the most important things is you've got to have the platform, the products you're selling ready to go. I'd say that's actually one of the easiest parts, because once you have that set up, then you start marketing. And what I would do is I would set up a dedicated Instagram, a dedicated TikTok. I wouldn't even do YouTube for something like this. And all I would do is upload pictures that I've shot. And I would do before and afters. I would do things like shot on iPhone, and then I would show pictures that I've shot on my iPhone with these presets. And then at the end of the video, or at the end of the carousel on Instagram, I'd put, check out my Lightroom presets, link in the description. And I would just keep doing that. I would post like every single day or multiple times a week. You can also post the same pictures, you can post the same images, but just bundle them up in different ways. So let's just say you went to Japan. I went to Japan in October last year. I took so many pictures. What I could do is I could bundle that up into loads of different types of content styles. So I could do something like all the pictures I shot on my iPhone in Japan, all the pictures I shot on my mirrorless camera in Japan, the Japan aesthetic, before and after pictures in Japan. So that's 4 different posts that I could do. Another one I could do maybe something like my favorite pictures from Japan, my favorite restaurants in Japan, my favorite architecture in Japan. And it's all just pictures. That's all it is. I'm just bundling them up in different ways. And this is the way I would probably market it if I were solely just marketing my own Lightroom presets and wanting to make money from Lightroom presets and maybe some sort of iPhone photography or, you know, camera photography course or something like that. You would just do that consistently. I would do that consistently for like a year just to see what happens, because again, it's completely faceless. You don't need to have a face. You don't even need to have a profile picture of you on your profile. Your profile picture can just be like a random icon or a logo or whatever. And you can even name the profile like, you know, mastering iPhone photography, or mastering the Instagram aesthetic or something like that, or like photography aesthetic. I don't know, you could just call it whatever you like, any brand, anything. It just doesn't have to be actually you on the branding itself. It can be something completely entirely different, and you can just start marketing it constantly. Because then I also think this is the advantage of like not having something personally tied to you. When you're reposting stuff, when you're just constantly just like marketing your products and stuff, your personal brand isn't being hurt then. You know, you have something there that is just done completely sort of naturally and organically, and it's tied to like a completely separate brand. So it doesn't matter how often you post, it doesn't matter how little you post, as long as you're marketing your own products and you're consistently sort of marketing them. This is the way I would do it, completely organically, without any paid marketing or anything like that. Now, of course, at the beginning, when you're starting from scratch, you're most likely not going to have any followers or anything, but the Instagram algorithm and the TikTok algorithm are so good that if you do post good stuff and you post stuff that's interesting, it's naturally going to be shown to other people. I think a lot of people fall into this trap of thinking they already need a following. Like when I was posting pictures and making money from sort of presets and stuff, you know, I didn't have a big following at all. I actually grew the following alongside the products. I actually had the products, I don't know, maybe like a few months or a few years into sort of doing this stuff properly. Because before that, I was kind of just posting on Instagram for fun. It wasn't really serious. And then when I sort of started taking it seriously, thinking like, oh, how can I make money from this? you know, that's when I was like, oh, actually, you know, I could probably grow quite a few followers from this. And I remember with Instagram, when I was posting regularly on Instagram, I was gaining like 10,000 followers a month, which is just insane. Now I don't really care about Instagram or anything like that, because my the direction of what I want to do has changed. But I do think to myself, man, like, you know, if I just had to focus solely on selling Lightroom presets, I would make Instagram profile, TikTok profile, post every single day for like months, a year, have a store set up, have a website set up, and just sell constantly. Tell people, this is what you can do with your iPhone. This is what you can do with your mirrorless camera. These are the best settings in Lightroom. This is how to achieve the dark aesthetic. This is how to achieve the wedding aesthetic. This is how to achieve the holiday aesthetic. All these different things. There's so many different ways you can market this sort of thing. This is also what I'm sort of good at. Like, I think I've realized that my skills do fall into this, figuring out different ways of marketing things. And a lot of this stuff I cover in the online creator course, if you guys are interested. And a lot of this stuff I also cover in my online creator course, trying to figure out sort of different ways to market, different ways to sell things or whatever. Marketing is definitely one of the most important things, but please don't fall into the trap of thinking that you need lots of followers. If you're someone who thinks that you need lots of followers, honestly, like, you can do it without lots of followers. You can build a following alongside selling the products. Because if you're not already making stuff, if you're not already creating stuff, if you're not sharing value, why would people follow you in the first place? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, the whole reason you get a following is because you're providing something of value, whether it's a free product or a paid product. Don't fall into the trap of offering free things. I see a lot of creators do this. A lot of creators make this mistake of offering stuff for free at the beginning because they think it's the way to get followers. But the problem with that is that you then only gain followers that are interested in free stuff, in free things. There are a few creators out there who have done this and they have been hurt badly by it because their audience has turned on them. They built this audience off of free stuff, offering whatever it might be. They're offering videos, presets, just whatever, products for free. And then as soon as they start having a premium product, something they're charging for, their audience goes ballistic because their audience feels betrayed. They've just built the wrong audience. The right audience, the right customers, the right people who you want aren't the millions of followers, the hundreds of thousands of followers. They're actually the few key followers that see the value in what you have to offer, that see the value in your services or your products. So do not make the mistake of trying to offer free stuff to gain a following. Like, numbers are vanity. Like, numbers are nothing. And this is something I've learned is very, very important over the last like year, 2 years, that the follower count is actually like nonsense. I know people who have only a few thousand followers, yet they make 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a month. Like, the follower count does not correlate to how much money you make. Unless, of course, like, you're some famous celebrity with like 50 million followers on Twitter or Instagram or something like that, then obviously that's like a different level. But you can 100% make an extra $1,000 a month, an extra $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month with a following of less than like 10,000, 5,000, 100,000, whatever it might be. That's just me rambling. I really like doing these sorts of videos because I feel like I can just let out everything that I'm thinking a lot more casual. I also feel like, you know, I don't expect these videos to get viewed by millions of people. Like I said, I don't care about getting millions of views. I actually just care about helping people, trying to figure out how to make money online from digital products, because it's what I've done. And the way I see it is that the rising tide raises all boats. There isn't like a finite amount of money in the market to make money from digital products. The market for digital products is going to keep growing. It's going to keep growing massively over the next 10, 20 years because more and more things are becoming digital, especially with AI coming in. That's another thing I just completely realized. You could use AI to make your presets. You could tell AI, be like, hey, I want you to help me edit my photos to look a certain aesthetic. Can you do it for me? Like, I probably should have covered that at the beginning of the video. That probably makes a lot more sense. Now that AI tools are just making it so much easier to make things and sell things, to set up things. Yeah, you could use AI to do this. If you're not a photographer or whatever and you just want to sell these products, like, you could do it. Like, I don't see what's wrong with that. Some people might be like, oh, you use AI to do this, that, and the other. And I feel like F those people, man. Like, they're not the ones who care about you. They're the ones that want you to stay in the trenches. They're the ones who don't want you to make money, which just is silly. Like, it's so dumb that people are like that. I just think it's so silly. Anyway, make sure to check out some of my other videos. I've done a video on how I made $50,000 from an iPhone wallpaper pack and how to build and sell a digital product in a weekend. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe for more.